Decades after the last U.S. GI took leave from Vietnam for R&R in places like Thailand and the Philippines, American and many other foreigners continue to flock to Southeast Asia for prostitutes. Prostitutes who year by year seem to be getting younger and younger. And with this increasing focus on young girls, the sex trade in Asia has become so profitable that it's now spilling over into the less developed countries of the region. In Cambodia alone, there are now some 20,000 underage prostitutes, many as young as 12 and 13 years old. In Phnom Penh, Cambodia's capital, brothels dot the streets of many poor neighborhoods. Lawrence Gray of the humanitarian group World Vision runs a program for disadvantaged children. His research revealed a wide-open trade in prostituted children, including the marketing of young virgins who bring a premium price for the pimps.
We were offered a girl 2 weeks ago for $1,000, and we asked if we could, for that money we would want to take her away, and we were told for that money we could take her away and kill her if we wanted to.
And kill her?
And kill her.
What are the ages of these girls?
The ages that we're aware of have ranged from 9 years of age.
9?
Yes. 9.
And is it uncommon to find 12, 13-year-olds?
It's disturbingly, it is not uncommon. It is quite easy to locate 12 or 13-year-old girls in the brothel areas.
So one Sunday afternoon, we went with an interpreter and a hidden camera to a neighborhood on the outskirts of Phnom Penh where there are dozens of brothels, most of them offering a selection of young girls for sale. Within minutes of entering one brothel, the owner displayed several young girls, including these two.
13, 14.
So she's 13 years old and she's 14.
Yes.
How much are they?
It's $400.
$400?
Yeah.
This story begins with a freak accident in the mountains of Nepal. Building with books is helping to build a school in the village of Bulgaon when one day strong winds rip off part of a roof. The iron sheeting hits a woman standing nearby, badly injuring her leg.
We're not doctors, but we were called to help out. That's when we meet Thule. They lead us into this dark, smoky hut where she's laying on the ground, groaning. She has an enormous gash in her leg. We immediately start to clean and dress the wound, but as you can see, she needs immediate medical attention. So the next morning at sunrise, we build a makeshift stretcher, and 4 men from the village volunteer to take her down the mountain. There's a huge risk of infection. Every little movement reopens the wound and causes her excruciating pain. There's no phone to call a doctor, no roads leading to the village for an ambulance. This basket is Thule's ambulance, and we head down the mountain for what we think will be a 2-day journey. On the way down, we start to find out about Thule. She was sold into prostitution at age 13. She was taken from her home in the middle of the night and carried more than 1,000 miles away to Bombay, India, where she was forced to work in a brothel for 7 years. We soon discover that what happened to Thule has happened to many girls in her village.
The locals call it girls trafficking. Teenage girls are sold into prostitution by their family. Some of the girls are as young as 12 years old. This is Mungu. He's a girls trafficking broker in Bulgaon. Mungu negotiates with the parents and arranges to have the girls taken away. Often the girls are taken from their homes in the middle of the night by a gang of men. They eventually end up in Bombay, where they are forced to work as prostitutes. There are an estimated 150,000 Nepalese girls and women currently working as prostitutes in India. Parents are paid between $500 and $1,000 for their daughters. That may not seem like a lot of money until you consider that villagers here are subsistence farmers. They don't even make $100 in 1 year. $500 can feed their family for a long time. Girls trafficking has been going on for at least 40 years, and only 7 of the 120 families in Bulgaon have never been involved.
If, like many of the prostitutes in Bombay, Thule Tuli is HIV positive, and her immune system cannot stop infections. It's even more crucial that she get medical attention. Despite all the pain, Tuli shows incredible courage, and her mood is contagious, keeping us all in high spirits. Our team of couriers switch off every 20 minutes or so. They make it look easy, but it's no cakewalk to navigate these dangerous trails with the weight of a 120-pound woman bearing down on your head. After 8 hours of carrying Tuli, we're only halfway to the hospital. So as the sun goes down, we stop for the night in the tiny village of Samundratar.
Most women who are sold into prostitution do not come back to their villages. A few may return for a visit, maybe even to recruit more girls. Those who do return are often well-dressed and wear expensive jewelry. They don't talk about their life in Bombay, so young girls see them and think they have a glamorous job. This sometimes leads girls to go to Bombay on their own. They know that if they stay in the village, their life will involve working 10 hours a day, farming, collecting firewood, carrying heavy loads, and taking care of a large family. They may see Bombay as an escape. Of the estimated 30 girls from Bulgaun currently in Bombay, half of them may have gone willingly. Yet they do not understand the reality of the situation, and once there, they are trapped. Other women who return from Bombay may stay in the village and eventually marry and have children, if they survive. You've seen how hard it is to get medical care in the village. Consistent care for those with sexually transmitted diseases like HIV/AIDS is non-existent. Some women with AIDS come home to their villages just to die.
One of the locals living in the village we're stranded in has somehow hooked up a single phone line to his hut. So I call an American doctor in the capital, Kathmandu, and explain the situation. He says that if we don't sew up the wound immediately, Tuli might lose her leg to infection. Amazingly, we find someone who knows how to stitch her up. Tuli can't get out of the basket, and we have no electricity, so she just rolls over and we perform surgery to the light of a flashlight. Considering the circumstances, Tuli is extremely courageous. It looks a bit shaky for a while, but 6 weeks later she's back on her feet and back in Bulgaun. We don't know if she is HIV positive or not. All we can say is that she's healthy for the time being.
Oh, namaste, Didi.
Namaste.
What about the bigger issue, the tragedy of girls trafficking? Were Tuli's parents aware of HIV and its deadly consequences? Could they imagine how degrading it would be for their daughter to work as a child prostitute in a brothel? Did they have any alternatives? Is there hope for a brighter future?